Horizon Chance, reaction. This is the Engoodening of No Man's Sky. Engoodening, that's a word. Never heard of that before. Yeah. So Engoodening of No Man's Sky. Internet historian will basically, break up, entire process of them making No Man's Sky all the way to all the controversy and how it turned out. It's an hour-long main channel video, which is just awesome. They did that Fallout 76 too, which I reacted. This one was left, so I'm like, what the hell, let's do this. I love they are tackling a controversial game topics like that, because it's always fun how internet historian describes it. I hope he does more things like that. So yeah, let's watch it.
By that game everyone loves.
Scientists are racing to unlock the secrets of the cosmos. Questions we once thought impossible to answer are within our grasp. Where does the sun go at night?
Is math related to science?
Egyptian love that one.
If the universe is so big, then why won't it fight me?
As we look further into the universe, we see light from distant stars, eons old, perhaps hundreds, even thousands of miles away. Hold on, can I get a zoom in on that?
You bet I can. This is one of the world's most powerful telescopes. Initiating 6 times zoom.
Can this baby do 7?
I can do you one better. Maneuvering to 8 times zoom.
Pressurizing, holding steady. I can see it. Unblur.
It won't hold.
Get me 8.5 times.
You're a madman.
Upscale it to 4K.
The helium tanks will go critical.
Opening the blinds. Hold her steady. Uncropping and increasing aspect ratio. Now, punch it. There it is. Life on another world. And to think, we owe it all to one indie development studio. Hello Games.
Oh god, that was so good. He created whole this setup, right? Entire setup just to make fun of this bug. I can just imagine. This is an indie game, right? This is an indie developer, and he's making fun of him like that. Imagine what he would do to Cyberpunk. CD Projekt Red, the hyped company, right? Who made Witcher 3 and all the DLCs. God knows what jokes he's gonna make. I'm sure he's gonna make a video on that. If not soon, then one day at least. Increasing pressure. What? Telescopes need pressure? Helium tanks, really?
Let's start at the beginning.
There you go. That's the biggest killer right there. The hype.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
Okay, the year is 2009. Guildford, England. There's a man named Sean Murray, and he's just founded a company called Hello Games.
Sean and the boys are working hard on a brand new IP called Joe Danger. 2010 AD. The game just came out. It's a success.
They're a small team, but they are ambitious.
Let's do something bigger, said Sean. Let's reach for the stars. How about Joe Danger 2? Brilliant! It's 2012. Joe Danger 2 has just come out.
Bet that one doesn't perform as well.
We need to do something even bigger than Joe Danger 2.
There you go.
Joe Danger 3? No. Even more out of this world.
There you go.
Something no man has done before.
Hint, hint.
Joe Danger the mobile game?
Yes! And that came out in 2014. Seriously, guys, biggest thing you can think of.
No, I'm just a stock image, dude. Why don't you think of something?
Alright, you know what? This whole thing is awesome because this just make me think that around this time there was no big market of, small time game developers as much as it is today, right? Games are getting spearheaded forward with all the new type of technologies, and not to mention mobile games, right? I mean, people who don't much play mobile games like me usually don't think about this. Mobile game developer, somebody made a game, this and that. You don't take that seriously. But, this video just tells you that small developers who makes small indie game could have ambitious project, and if they are good, they can make something like that. No Man's Sky was disaster, but I'm pretty sure nowadays it's really finished product, right? They just really smoothed it out as far as I remember, and it's really great for people who like things like that, and it is a big scale enough for the people who make something like Joe Danger or whatever he was saying. So all the small developers that we have today, right? Imagine one of them could be ambitious and good, that at least in 5 or 10 years, they could have some great game like Fallout or something coming out. And we'll be like, oh, that's good. Because let's be honest, CD Projekt Red started with Witcher, right? Before that, they were nothing, right? Witcher 1, graphics weren't that great. It was an acquired taste, but people like me liked it, obviously. Witcher 2 was awesome. It was perfection, right? Even then, people have some issue, but it was just awesome as far as I remember. Witcher 3 was untouchable. And they became this CD Projekt Red, this giant, where everybody was hyped up about it. Everybody, celebrities and everybody, right? For the, new one, the Cyberpunk, basically. So some developer can basically come out like that in future. That's the best thing about this. Because, lots of companies are getting big and selling out and no longer makes great games, right? People are afraid Bethesda is going to be that like that. I don't think so, but yeah, it could be. But the point is, chances of new developer rising are really high.
Sean pondered for a moment, then turned and looked wistfully into the mirror. Reflected back was the visage of Neil deGrasse Tyson.
If you're going to make a space game, first person, never been done before. How about that? I'm going up in orbit to repair the Hubble telescope. So that's not a knife. Who are you going to have sex with? How much microwaves are coursing through your body now?
Oh, God.
The planet, said Murray.
This is the best thing ever, man. Every time I see Neil deGrasse Tyson and one of the things he says, I'm like, somebody edit this out. He will look like a real moron. The internet student just did that.
Space game. Procedural generation. Planet. Okay, that sounds good. Yes, we all agree. So they set to work, cobbled together a prototype, and by VGX 2013, they are ready to announce another new IP.
No Man's Sky.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Oh, this is special. Oh my gosh! This is special. Yes. No!
It's 2014, and it's E3 hype time. No Man's Sky has promised to be a game like no other. A practically boundless experience vibrant with life and color and things to explore. What's over there? You'll have to be the one to discover it. And then, wow, look at that big f***ing dinosaur, holy shit! And a moment later, we're in space, having a battle amongst a giant fleet. Claim a planet as your own. Explore the galaxy with your friends.
Basically, it was like, Minecraft, but in space. That's what people see it as. Like, this is a gigantic world that you can just go and go. There is an online game, Eve, right? Which has kind of like that, which has extremely so many planets that only one person took, 10 years to reach some planet or something. I don't know. There was some news like that. I don't play online games, but yeah. So if people basically thought it's going to be like that, right? Like space battles, discovering things. So much, everything procedurally generated. People thought this is going to be Minecraft, but in space. And, I like that concept as well. When I was playing Mass Effect, I always thought, what if somebody made this as, not like procedural generation, but what if gigantic, where multiple planets you can visit and all those planets are big ass cities and things to explore, a gigantic game like Elder Scrolls or something. This came really close to that, but I don't know. Around the time what I was doing, I remember what I was doing, but I never get around to play that. Then I realized there was a disaster and I never touched it.
Okay, that's it. This is going to be the best game ever, you guys. It even won awards for its hype. And it will release in June 2016.
For releasing one award.
The hype train was officially loading up and ready to chug out of the station. At every stop of the journey, there would be press
he was on
talking
Colbert
about the amazing scale of the game.
He went on Colbert, whatever. Damn, a game developer basically going to Stephen Colbert. This is just fucked up. If you do that, that's another level of hype train.
spread across 18 quintillion planets. It's so vast that by the time you finish exploring it all, I would have 2 new videos published. Sean himself was doing the interviews, because who is better to talk about the game than the lead guy himself? He went from interview to interview, and with each question, the answers he gave raised people's expectations of the game's scope.
Can you land on a comet?
Yeah, at the moment you can land on asteroids. You could encounter other players.
Can you grief other players?
A little bit.
They're literally building your own massively multiplayer world.
He sounds evasive with every answer. Like he knows that this is probably not going to be possible or something.
It's procedurally generated.
Sand planets like in June, rivers, walking sentinels, hacking. So sophisticated that light diffracts through the atoms, they had to redevelop the whole periodic table to make it work.
What?
Even Elon Musk was hyped for it.
Oh my god, that's just... Oh my
Periodic
god.
table to make it work.
What?
Even
We'll try out No Man's Sky this weekend. Maybe reality is just a series of nested simulations. Ah, fucking hell. He just brought in simulation, argument in this one. Maybe we are all simulation. Not this easily, man. You need massive supercomputer to make something like that. Don't put that shit on No Man's Sky. The hype train was all ridiculous level, man. Elon Musk is joining too. Fuck it, why not?
Elon Musk was hyped for it.
2 years go by. It's early 2016, and that hype train is really moving now. Perhaps one of the biggest in video game history.
Serious.
Reddit was shoveling most of the game of fuel. Skeptics and naysayers are treated as ballast and thrown from the carriage doors. Pre-orders open, and they are doing very well. The date is booked in. Some are even taking the day off work. So much hype there is that... Uh-oh. Jason Schreier of the soon-to-be defunct Kotaku is about to spoil the party. He announces a delay. From June 2016 to August.
Oh my god.
Liar, the incensed audience cries. Please be quiet, they said. And death threats too. But he was 100% right. A week later, the delay is officially announced. Ooh, sorry lads, we need more polish, said Sean in his usual accent.
Oh god, this is so similar to Cyberpunk. Seriously, man, death threats, I don't get that ever. First of all, the guy who basically said it's gonna be Jason Schreier, right? He's the guy who basically leaks the news like that, not just about this, but lots of things. So he basically said it's gonna be delayed, and people send death threats to him. I don't understand people. Let's just say sometimes I can't even. I mean, only thing I can think these are just teenagers, right? I guess I don't know, 15 years, 16 years old or something, who doesn't understand shit. Because how can you be adult, right? And call yourself, I guess, adult basically. And at that point, you send death threats to somebody who's saying there's going to be delayed. I understand hype train, right? There are lots of things that I've been hyped about too. But I never even thought of sending death threats to anyone. This is game in the end, man. Chill out.
To that, Sean received some death threats too, by the way. Although he didn't take them as seriously or go to the police. Yet.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
But the impatient crowd relaxed a bit and said, fine, we will wait. But we expect a level of polish no man has ever seen.
Oh god, that feels similar to...
Speaking of waiting, Shadow Man here. Have you heard of Raidy Shady? My wife died in a plane crash. Hey, let's get serious for a moment. Raid isn't just a game with 15 million downloads in the last 6 months. It's a lifestyle. Think differently. Play Raid differently. Achieve your dreams. I'm sorry, sir. You've contracted raids. That's good. Congratulations, it's Gorgorub of the Undead Horde.
My life, Bonezu.
You've just collected one of over 400 champions. Why, hello there. Have you heard about the online RPG PvP? It's extremely well reviewed on the Play Store. Oh, you remind me of my wife. Raid is more than just a game. It's a reassuring pat on the back from your dad. It's a warm bowl of soup on a cold night. It's one last dance at your wife's funeral. If you haven't played in the arena yet, I'm gonna break into your house. You're all getting Raid for Christmas, kids. Yay! And if you download now, kids, using the link in the description below, you can get an extra 50k silver and an epic champion. Wow, you're the best dad ever. Wait, Mum's dead?
Raid Shadow Legends.
Ad over.
Okay, did Raid people dumped Internet Historian? Because look, always thought like doesn't matter what, his unique way of displaying ad is what makes people watch the ads in the first place. Because lots of people usually skip the ads, right? Sponsored ads in the video. But the way Internet Historian makes the ad, everybody watches it because how funny it is. But the point is probably the people from Raid wants kids and teenagers to buy Raid, right? The game. And this kind of a strong type of ad, I don't know, maybe, parent sees and says that you're never watching this or something like that, you're never playing this or something like that. I don't know, did it hurt Raid more, or the publicity was just good enough? I don't know. Because I'm pretty sure in the early, the newer videos from Internet Historian, I don't see Raid ads ever.
So let's talk about the team in charge of all that polishing. It's small. Tiny. In fact, I haven't been able to find a smaller team behind a AAA release. All of these expectations are on the shoulders of just...
Maybe, let's be honest, Bethesda was the same way. Bethesda Game Studios. In Fallout 3, Oblivion, Morrowind, they were 10, 15, I don't remember, but something like that small number. So it's not that far-fetched to think that they could do it. But yeah, maybe the scale is way too big.
6 people, expanding to a team of 15 by the end of production.
Oh god.
July. It's just a couple of weeks until the release date. Whatever the state of the game by now, however much it's finished, that's what's going out. The Hello Games team celebrates with this iconic image.
The quintessential soy face.
They're exhausted.
Look at what video game production does to a man.
God, what's wrong with your face?
Nonetheless, they continue, working on the day 1 patch, and... Sean, if your game isn't coming out for another 2 weeks, then why is there a box copy on eBay? That's right, it's a leak. Someone broke the embargo and is selling early access to the highest bidder. And the bids start rolling in. It reaches $1,300 US.
Oh, this
sold
is stupid.
to some guy with the Reddit handle Damien. He gets his hands on it and starts uploading footage to YouTube and daily.
Did he just paid $1,300 for this game? That is just ridiculous.
Motion.
What the frick?
Said Sean and Sony. Damien finished it a lot quicker than expected, but he gave it a decent review.
There are things I don't like, there are things I like, but at the end of the day, when I say to myself, what is this game supposed to be? This, what I'm looking at right here, this is what the game is supposed to be.
He noted a few problems, but said he was optimistic that they would be ironed out with the day 1 patch.
What is surprising though is why didn't Sony didn't suddenly go to his video page and just report it and just block the video, because they own it, right? I mean, even if it's review, I mean, they could claim some shit and try to block it video, right? And top of all that, it's not released yet, so it's a stolen copy. Even though he paid, that doesn't change the fact. If you pay for stolen goods, it's still stolen. So I mean, I don't know, Sony couldn't claim something to YouTube like take it down, it's a stolen thing or something like that, I don't know.
Sean, it's another leak. Some retailers broke the official release date, journalists too, and they started streaming playthroughs of the game. What the fuck? Sony tried to DMCA all these videos, but their aim was terrible.
Round of applause,
There you
everyone.
go, they did do that.
We've officially become No Man's censored by Sony.
Our
They
news
did
story
do
from
that.
earlier this week about No Man's Sky leaks has been hit with a copyright strike on YouTube.
They went bumbling around from platform to platform, just taking down any video that even talked about the leak or showed the trailer footage. But it was too late. The footage had people talking more skeptically about the game. Especially because there were no early review copies.
That's bad.
And it was looking like the weight of all these expectations had become too much. And the whole thing was about to give. Oh no. It's August. Everyone's here. We've all bought the game and we're fucking hyped. Here we go, lads. Oh dear lord, it isn't finished. Hello, Sean. It is me, the auditor of games. I used to work at an astronomy lab. Don't worry about that. It seems like you've made a lot of promises. Promises that you have not kept. Let's go through the checklist. Have you got any large-scale joint?
Alright, first of all, here's the thing. This was just a disaster, but it's also people's fault too. Same thing with the Cyberpunk. Stop trying to get hyped up so much. Right? First of all, if you start to get hyped up, your expectation automatically rises whether you realize it or not. Even if something's good enough, you don't like it. Like, you know, Mass Effect Andromeda. People say it was a disaster, it was horrible. I played it, it was not horrible. If anything, the new mechanics and everything was fun. It wasn't like original Mass Effect, but it doesn't have to be. It's a spin-off, it's a different. In the same universe, different story. Game was fine. I know what people was bitching about. But people had this mentality like, oh, another Shepard. Right? Another Mass Effect trilogy. So people's hype always kills the game. That's the most fucked up thing about it. And, you know, people always rushes the developer. Like, release it now, release it now. Man, chill the fuck out. It will be released when it will be released. If you go to a mechanic when your car is damaged, and you just, you know, he just tells you, I'm gonna get this ready by tomorrow. You go tomorrow and he's like, okay, it's not ready tomorrow. It's not ready right now. It will take 2 more days. What you gonna do? When you can't just take a half-ass ready car, you'll be like, when it will be ready, it will be ready. Now fuck off. This is like that, right? You wanna play a game, we'll tell you when you can play. Shut the fuck up until then. And it's developers' fault too. Why hype it up so much? Why go to Stephen Colbert? Especially when you were just making some small-time indie games. And now you're, you know, tackling a big project. Chill out, man. It could backfire. You don't know.
Joinable space battles.
Nobody would want that.
Ringed planets.
No.
Fine. Well, at least let me play as a trader.
Some may call this junk. Me, I call them...
No.
Those sand planets from June look nice. Think I might... Please, Sean, there must be rivers.
No, it's not.
Animals interact with each other in the environment?
No.
Packs of walking sentinels, Sean.
No.
I'm literally crying right now. Should I even ask whether I can play as a space pirate?
Wait for it. Oh, he's coming. He's gonna tell us.
No.
Factions with different attributes.
You picked the wrong house, fool! Oh!
Fly between star systems manually.
But nobody's actually done it yet.
If I can maneuver like in the trailer, I'll still be happy.
No.
Well, day-night cycles determined by the orbit of the sun.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Land on an asteroid.
Exactly. Day-night cycle. That's not a joke to do, man, inside the engine, right? So when this hit, they're like, okay, that's way ambitious. They're going to do that? Come on.
Chat and name your ship, hacking, portals, all that stuff about the elements, Sean.
No.
This is not good, Sean. This is very not good.
And ironically, the only bugs this game doesn't have are the butterflies in the demo.
Buried buildings, aggressive emojis, tractor beam malfunctions, animal husbandry, oil slick world, raining grass, retarded animals doing retarded things. Ship's interiors disappear, first person mode as a gun. That's not how flying works. That's my only means of transportation, leaving the planet. Take off. Really take off. Holes in
No. What is this?
First person mode as a gun. That's not how flying works. That's my...
Okay, so you're supposed to get to your ship, but your ship is just flown away. Is that it? Oh, God.
only means of transportation, leaving the planet. Take off. Really take off. Holes in the map. Holes in my graphics card. Whole lot of nothing from down here. Textures bugging out. Animals bugging out. Animals breakdancing. Look at these busy hands. Hello there. And a couple of unrequested ejector seats. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. I get the picture.
Yeah.
No, wait. Poor graphics rendering. Some can't even start the game. Frame rate issues, constant crashes. Major publications are having trouble playing the game on their machines. Even the best 1080 Ti's are stuttering. Alt-tab it? That's a guaranteed crash. Desktop
what? 1080 Ti was stuttering around this time. Holy shit. But what do you do at that? See, that's the worst thing about it. It's not that this game is bugged out. It's that fucking graphics card can't even play it. That's just fucked up, man. I hate that shit whenever it happens.
Notifications. That's a crash. Playing the game. That's a crash. Changing options in the game without restarting. You'll get this. And if you got the pre-order version with the bonus spaceship, you might have a problem. Your special ship already comes with a hyperdrive inside it. Great, right? No, because you have to craft it in order to finish the tutorial missions. And if you haven't finished the tutorial missions, you can't leave the star system. So whoops, until they patch it, you're stranded.
Oh, wait a minute. So if you order that bonus ship with a hyperdrive in it, now you can't build a hyperdrive because your ship already has one. So they got that part right. Like, let's not duplicate hyperdrives, right? Because ship already has one. They detect that, but they forgot to basically check if this is gonna collide with the main fucking mission. None of them thought like, how is it supposed to get out from there, I guess. I mean, imagine you pay more money than normal game and you are stuck while everybody who paid this normal money is just basically playing it fine.
That's why I give my kids
No Man's Sky.
a fool.
Ah, my ship's in bits! Okay, thank you.
Just a quick note about how high expectations were for this game and just how many people bought it on release, myself included. Over 750,000 purchases on Steam at launch. It's the single best-selling people bought it on release, myself included. Over
Top 25 games by estimated revenue. Okay. New owners. What? Look at how we beat Fallout 4, The Witcher 3. I know it's old games now, but still, damn man.
1 million purchases.
That's a hype at a whole another level if you're beating those kind of games and if you're making top 10 list, just behind The Division.
On Steam at launch. It's the single best-selling game on the PlayStation Store that month. And the large proportion of people who bought it in the hopes of playing with their friends, well, you're in for a surprise. This one is a literal game changer.
Oh my god, yeah, they also said it's a multiplayer. Oh god, I see it now. I see what the issue is. When it comes to multiplayer, people, I can't wait to play this with my friend. That's why, you know, lots of online games are so famous now, Overwatch and shit like that. You know, I don't play online games, right? Multiplayer games, things like that, because I never, you know, before I was just like single player action RPG type of guy, and then later on I just don't have time, so I never tackle any of that kind of thing, right? But I know it's such a big market that people thought, oh, No Man's Sky, Minecraft in space, and you can play with your friends and do all this shit, it's gonna be fun. And then you realize you can't do none of that, and that's it.
Is it even possible to meet up with your friends in No Man's Sky? The answer is absolutely yes, it's possible.
On multiple occasions, Sean said it was definitely in the game.
Will you be able to play with your friends?
Yeah. Can you run into other people, other players on the game?
Yes. But then just before the release, Sean posted this cryptic tweet.
To be super clear, No Man's Sky is not a multiplayer game. Please don't go in looking for that experience.
Oh, what? So there's no multiplayer function. But then the next line contradicts that.
Because the chances of two players ever crossing paths in a universe this big is pretty much zero.
is playing, you know, very safely there. Like, this is not a multiplayer because two people can't find them. Ah, so it is a multiplayer, but you're just saying we can't find them. No, that's not what I'm saying, man. I'm saying two people can't find each other, so why even make it a multiplayer?
Oh, so it is multiplayer. You just have to overcome this finding each other hurdle.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah!
Right? No, it's more confusing than that. Because the box doesn't mention online playing, just network features. And the collector's edition had its online play icon stickered over. So customers are going, which one is it, Sean? Just tell us if it...
Okay, what? You can stick it over like that?
Stickered over.
Oh,
so customers
God.
are going, which one is it, Sean? Just tell us if it has multiplayer or it doesn't have multiplayer. Sean wouldn't give any answers. But after hundreds of thousands of purchases, people soon took it upon themselves to find out. Despite the claims that it would be so improbable,
Chances of that are incredibly rare, just because of the size of what we're building.
on the very first day, two people noticed they were only 4 star systems from one another, and they met up on the same planet in a live stream. Oh dear.
A black pillow.
Our streams are exactly lined up. If you go look at my stream, we're looking at the exact same
Okay, why are these two things? What is this? Is a bug?
area right now if you don't move.
Yep, that's the same spot. And they can't see each other.
I'm alone!
That settles it. It's not multiplayer because it's so big. It's not multiplayer because it's just not fucking multiplayer.
Yeah.
And this led to quite a revolt. What did Sean have to say about all this?
So amazing, two people found each other on the first.
I mean, seriously, when I really think about it right now, No Man's Sky doesn't have any story in it. It's just exploration and finding planets, and all the features he said it's not that. If it was multiplayer, then it's fine, I guess. People like multiplayer and they will just have fun with their friends. Then again, you can play anything and have fun with your friends, but let's not think about that. You would have fun with that, right? But alone, you're just supposed to go planet after planet. I mean, wouldn't that get old so fast? It's like, Euro Truck Simulator. It's an acquired taste, right? When you want to chill and just drive a truck in the game, it's fine. But in the end, you're just going one place another, delivering things over and over and over. It gets old really fast, man.
First day.
That has blown my mind.
So why can't we see other players in game?
Wow, so many of you playing.
Yeah, Sean, but what?
Truly amazing. My mind is blown.
So you know what? That's it. The 18-minute, I guess. I'm gonna do the next one, I guess, tomorrow. It's already 30 minutes long video. Yeah, I don't know. One thing I blame Sean about is about the multiplayer thing. He should have made it clear. I get it. He's new to this thing, right? And probably he was nervous, like, what level of blowback this is gonna get. How Sony is going to react to that, because Sony might not be so kind to him if shit goes wrong, because Sony's not gonna say, we got you, man. No, you did this shit, and Sony might not be so good after that. So he has to think about a lot of political shit like that too. So maybe I can see why he didn't make it clear until the launch. But yeah, apart from that, I don't know. It's just, he was new, right? He didn't know, just chill out. This is why I love Bethesda Game Studios. Up until, I guess, 2019, before that, when they announced Fallout 76, they never hyped it up anything. They just revealed the game 4 months ago. Oh, here's the surprise trailer of Fallout 4, when it's coming, I guess, in 5 months. Immediately, like that, after working for 4 or 5 years. They didn't go to, I guess, big ass fucking like Stephen Colbert or something. They didn't hype it up because it's never good. I remember saying in some of the videos like Cyberpunk is gonna fail before it launched because of the level of hype it was getting. And I was afraid of that. I know it's CD Projekt Red, and Witcher 3 was one of the most polished thing I ever played. I know they polished it over time. It wasn't like that in the launch, but still, the level of unpolished version we had of Cyberpunk, that was not like Witcher. Witcher 3 had issues at the start, sure, but not at the level of Cyberpunk. And Cyberpunk was so ambitious, but then again, the game was not as big as people thought it would, right? The entire story arc, side missions, main game and everything. It finishes pretty fast before you learn the ropes, I guess. What the Night City is, what different factions, what I can do and can't do. This is the one thing I hate about RPG big games. Like, when you learn the ropes, then you must have at least half a game of content left to do something with it. As soon as you learn things, you acquire your guns and skills. Oh, look at the last mission is here. That's just shitty. Which is how I felt with, Cyberpunk. So, just hype train is never good. Alright people, that was the Engoodening of No Man's Sky part 1, I guess. If you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe, and in that way I guess I'll know which type of videos I should react to more. You will be supporting my channel, I guess. 75% of you who watches my video regularly and not subscribed, just click the subscribe button. I mean, what's the worst gonna happen? You're gonna see my face on the notification constantly, I guess. So yeah, I'll see you next time.